Welcome to lesson 5 on the basics of Python. And what I'm going to teach you about is how you can use selection. Now, selection is how we can change the outcome of our program. So if somebody types in Ray into a program, it says your computer science teacher. If somebody typed in Jennifer, it says you own your own business. It's how you change the path of the program. So what selection does, just so you've got an idea, is it changes the outcome of the program depending on the condition, right, and variable, okay? So we can change the condition, all right? Selection is also used if you have multiple conditions, all right? It is also used if you have multiple conditions to check. So it might be for if somebody's watching a certain movie, they might have age limits, okay? You can also use selection and spot it using the if. So if you see a computer program and it's got if in there, usually that is where you would spot it, okay? So now, imagine you've got something here such as name equals input, and what is your name? What we can do is, let's print that out so you can see it working, all right? I always put the space at the end of my sentences because it makes it easier, and you'll see why in a minute. So what is your name? Ray. You can see it puts the space next to it, so it just makes it cleaner. It's just a habit of mine. Now, if I wanted to check who that is and check the condition, I can use two equals operators. Now, I'm just going to show you here, all right? If name is equal to Ray, notice I've used two equals this time, whereas here I used one. One is used to assign it to a variable into like a storage container. Two is used to compare. So if name is equal to Ray, print welcome to the program, Ray. I can also join it if I wanted to, plus name. All right. Else, print you're not the computer science teacher. And then I'm going to join that together here, all right? So what I'm going to do here is run that. Now, if I type in Ray, it says, welcome to the program, Ray. If I run it again and I put in Jennifer, you're not the computer science teacher, you're Jennifer, all right? Now, it may be that you want to do multiple checks. What I can actually do is say if name is equal to Ray, or name is equal to Raymond, I obviously shortened my name as well, I can check it could be that or that, and I'm happy with it. So I'm going to run that now, and I'm going to put Raymond this time. Welcome to the program, Raymond. So you can use two equal symbols. Now, we are going to learn, so I'm going to comment this out now, because I'm going to show you another way that you can do selection, okay? So I'm commenting this code out for you. All right, just commenting that out. Now, I may want to use a number of different conditions. I may want to work with numbers now. So what we're going to do is there are different ways of doing comparisons. I can do greater than or equal to. I can do less than or equal to. I can do is equal to. I can do greater than. I can also do less than, and I can do is not equal to. So these are the comparisons that you can work with when you're working with numbers. Now, we're going to work with age this time. Age equals input. What is your age? Now, I need to work with numbers this time. So when you're working with these comparison operators, you must make sure I'm going to make sure that I cast it. Remember, we're going to cast and convert it into an integer. So I've cast age into the integer data type. It's good practice to comment your code here, all right? Now, this time we're going to say is if the age is greater than or equal to 18, all right, print, you can watch a horror film. Else, print, you may not watch this film. Now watch what happens now. So I've said is greater than or equal to, all right, you can combine that. I'm going to run that now. It may freeze a second, all right? So I'm 18, you can watch a horror film. If I am not over 18, so you test your programs on the boundaries, you may not watch this film. Now, you may want to combine multiple conditions, all right? You may want to combine multiple conditions. What you can do, and this is where it comes in handy, I can say if age is greater than or equal to 15 and age is less than 18. Print, you can watch a 15 plus movie. I'm going to say else, print, you may not watch this movie. Right, I've gone from movie to film, but you understand the concept. So now I've got a range here. So I can be between 15 and 18. So let's check that. Am I 15? You can watch a 15 plus, all right? But it's only when I say I am 18 that I can watch the horror film, because by using the and operator, you're saying it must be within this range. There are a lot of people that sometimes when they're writing their code on paper, they put an or there. By adding the or, it means that condition and that condition is met. So a lot of the time it's a gray area and your program won't work properly. I'm going to demonstrate this again now with another if age is greater than or equal to 12 and age is less than 15. All right, print, you're old enough to watch with an adult. Okay, so this is one where you need your parent guardian. So let's check all of these conditions now. So we've got 18, you're old, you can watch a horror. We've got 16, you can watch a 15 plus. I'm going to go for a 13 now. You're old enough to watch with an adult. So that's that movie range there, okay? And then we've also got, if you type in, let's go for 11, you may not watch this movie. So you can have multiple conditions, all right? You need to make sure that you cast, if you're working with numbers, for these comparative operators. So these are called operators so that you're fully aware of how they work, all right? And this is how you use selection. So things to take away from today's lesson. If you're working with comparative operators such as greater than or less than, all right, you must make sure that you convert into an integer or a float. Make sure you're working with numbers. Make sure that you cast. Make sure you're using the correct comparison. Make sure like you're using the correct logic such as and or. And that is how you do selection. You may want to say if they're not equal to something. So if age is not equal to 18, you cannot watch. So there's lots of ways of doing this, but I hope that video is useful for you doing an introduction to selection.